Hey y'all, it's Jacoya of Jacoya Gems coming back to you with another video. If you can do me a favor, pause the video, like, leave me a comment, subscribe, and share this on your social media platform because I have to talk to you guys about something today. So, someone called me out, and this wasn't the first person to call me out. It's just the first person over the past few years to call me out. I got an inbox the other day on Facebook from a pastor that I met in a lounge, from a pastor who he came at me once, and I showed no interest. I was very polite and I was very nice, and he just kept going. So the other day, y'all, I posted a picture of myself in my story, and this pastor sent me this picture back into my inbox, and he was like, "This is fake," and I didn't know what the man was talking about because like he's not very lucid. So I was like, "What? What's fake?" He said, "Your butt and your hip area." So I'm like, "Dang, secrets out." So let's talk about the time I got my body done, the time I got my stomach cut open, you know, to get some things done. Because Black women cannot be born with a small waist, a flat stomach, and the hourglass shape. That's not our natural shape. All of us, we go get surgery for that. So on today, I really want to talk about the sexualization of the Black woman and how, unfortunately, we are sexualized from the womb when we come out. As little baby girls, we're looked at, our complexion is looked at, the grade of our hair is looked at, and even the shape of our bodies. These are just facts. Little girls can't walk around their house in their home with their panties on and with the t-shirt on, or even as teenagers with the bra and panties on in their house, in their home, because we have been so sexualized. One of my friends, I'm gonna try to convince her to come on and talk to y'all. She feels as if someone calls her home, comes to her home, that they need to abide by her rules, that she's not about to make her children or herself get dressed in the comfort of her own home. She feels as if too long and too many times have we adapted to rape culture versus us being protected as Black women. And so the rules for her home is can't nobody that's predatory come in her house, because at the end of the day, that's her house. And those are her daughter's house. And so I can't say that I disagree, because your home is supposed to be your sanctuary. Your home is supposed to be where you feel the safest at. So with that being said, let's get into the history of the Black woman and what we have gone through, and even talk about this fad. We know that plastic surgery is not new. Women, specifically white women, have been getting breast augmentations, nose jobs, different things for a very long time. I'm not anti-plastic surgery for moms who, their stomach muscles can no longer, get their stomachs back in shape. If you've gained a lot of weight and then you lost a lot of weight and you got leftover skin, if this is something that was ruined because of an accident or something of that. Like, it's really not my business what someone else does with their body. However, as a Black woman, I'm not going to say that I do not get concerned when I see other Black women drastically changing the shapes of their body to look like women that were born like me. And it's also kind of insulting, because growing up, I'm going to tell you guys this, growing up with a big forehead, freckles, and having an hourglass shape, big lips, and being thick, it was not popular. Girls that looked like me got picked on a lot. We got accused of doing things that we didn't know how to do. And even now, women that are curvy and that look a certain type of way, especially don't let us have some makeup on or some nails, then regardless of what type of life we lead, we gonna be deemed to be out here dotting and trotting without no stopping. These are just facts and misnomers that other women place on us, and sometimes men as well, due to the sexualization of our culture. For me, it becomes very alarming that people are so willing to go under the knife. Surgery is dangerous. And this is from someone who's had several surgeries. Surgery is dangerous and it's painful. And then I think about self-esteem issues, mental issues. Will you feel better about yourself after this? And why does it take this for you to feel better about yourself? Because if you don't feel better about yourself before you get this surgery, your problems and things are just going to magnify. Your mental health is actually going to be depleted even more, because now not only do you not feel good about yourself because of how you felt before, but this new body comes with a new responsibility, and now you have put yourself in a realm and in an area that you weren't built literally to deal with. And I know a lot of people are like, well, we could blame the black man. We could blame the black man because, they only like women with big butts and all this. That is not true. Like, y'all need to stop. And a man cannot make a woman do anything. Then there are some women that's like TRU, or Jacolia. You really shouldn't have an opinion on this topic because you have the body type that women are going to go get surgery for. So to me, that qualifies for me to have an opinion on this topic, because not only am I being copied by women of other races, ethnicities, and nationalities, it's by my own sisters as well. And it has left women like me susceptible to be told that our bodies are fake. But let's get into this, y'all. I want to talk about someone very important. So we're going to talk about Sarah Bartman. I know some of you know about her. This is the one story that was uncovered, but I'm sure that this is not the only story. So Sarah Bartman was a Coco woman. I'm sure that there's a better way to pronounce that. And so she was used as a freak show in 19th century Europe. And what they did with her was they did experiments on her body. And they actually ended up making her synonymous with Venus. And we know that Venus is worshipped as Diana. We see in the book of Acts and Edifice, they were worshiping Diana. And so the worship of the woman and the woman's body is not something that's new. This is something that predates all of us and goes right back to Mesopotamia. And so this was going into the dehumanization of Black people. This is some images of her. And I actually know a female that's shaped exactly like her. Exactly like her. And so they used her, put her on display. And I'm quite sure that they used her for way more than display, as they like to do. She was a cosign woman. And so you see her face. She has a flatter face. We all have, the Asiatic eyes. But if you look at the similarities between her and some Asians, it's because they have the same genetics. And I'm not going to get into all of the Asiatic dynasties that is related to the Khozans people, but they are believed to be the oldest Sans people, the oldest in Africa. And so her death was debated. And so Bartman died on December 29th, 1815, around the age of 26. Of an undetermined inflammatory ailment. They said possibly smallpox, but some suggested that she contracted syphilis or pneumonia. There was no autopsy done on her. And listen to how they describe her, because this was an educated woman. She spoke different languages. She spoke Dutch. She spoke French. She spoke her own original language. And so she was described as having graceful arms and graceful backs, slender arms, hands and feet, and her hands and feet were charming and pretty. And she actually was adept or very astute at playing the Jew's harp. So this is the Jew's harp that she played. She was an educated woman. Unfortunately, a woman who, much like us today, we are not looked at for what it is that we have to offer society. We are not looked at for what it is that we can contribute as far as linguists, as far as homemakers, as far as being economically sound. Unfortunately, we are looked at as what we can offer with our bodies. And so this is the range of the Jew's harp. I'll leave all of these in the description. So I also want to talk about the fact that the place where these Brazilian butt lifts are dominant coming out of, because clearly it's named after Brazil for a reason. And so Brazil is officially the second biggest Black country after Nigeria. You do not say. For the first time since records began, Black and mixed race people from the majority of Brazil's population, the country's latest census has confirmed. Preliminary results from the 2010 census released on Wednesday shows that 97 million Brazilians, or 50.7% of the population, now define themselves as Black or mixed race, compared with 91 million, or 47.7%, who label themselves white. There are many articles concerning this. And so when we look at the fact that people whom get these surgeries, if we look at the fact that the Black woman is the standard of beauty, I don't know where the misnomer came that white women are the standard of beauty. I have never looked to a white woman as a standard of beauty. And even the miseducation of Black people to say that if a Black woman wears blonde hair, this is how you know that we do not do any studying. The blonde hair that Black people produce is not even the same, scientifically speaking, as the blonde hair that Eurasian, European people produce. Melanesians can produce blonde hair. If you look into the book of Leviticus, when they were talking about the laws of clean and unclean, Black people who grew out blonde hair were deemed as lepers. So that's why you have some of these Afro people who some identify as the tribe of Dan with this blonde hair. They are said to possibly be lepers because they did not keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We talk about Black women for straightening their hair as if we are supposed to just be one-trick ponies and only wear our hair curly because that's what it takes to be Black. Please realize that the Black woman with her big forehead and her full lips and her slanted eyes and her curvy shape, whether she's brown, red, the deepest, whether she's tall, slender, whatever it is, we have always been and will always be the standard of beauty. So please, the next time you run into a beautiful Black woman who you feel as if surgeons use as an inspiration, don't insult her. Don't put her down. Compliment her or keep it moving. Predatory, pimping, pathetic pastors. So this has been Jacoya from Jacoya Gems. Thank you so much for coming back to view my channel. Do me a favor, like, comment, and as always, hit the subscribe button. Share this on your social media platforms. Until we meet again.